Good day guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anytime you're watching this video, and welcome back to this another tutorial of this our Canva class where we'll be revealing how you can design stunning designs for your brand, for your business, or for yourself. So in this tutorial, this is what we'll be teaching how you can design on your Canva app from scratch to finish using your Canva app. So the regular size I used for this is our regular Instagram size, which is 1080 by 1350. So this is our normal size for Instagram posts that I used for this same design. So the next thing I'll be doing is move to this new side over here, and this background over here is the background of gradients that I made myself. You should know how to make the background, and if you don't, this is how I did it. I made the gradients of this white and pink, but this pink over here I made sure to reduce the transparency to this level over here. Can you see it? So this is what we have over here. So the next thing I'll be doing is add this my text I added over here, which is the first text I added is skincare that cares. So this skincare is the first thing I wrote, and I changed the font. The font I use is Play Fair Display. This is the font over here. You can search for it in case you can't find it immediately. You can search for it. It is called Play Fair Display, and you can search for it on your Canva. So I make sure to use the semi bold. Do you get it? So I use the semi. You can use the medium. I think I use the medium for this stuff. So I use the medium and I increase the size. So I make sure it stays over here, and I change the color to this pink over here. So I change the color to pink, this pink over here, and this is the color code for the pink in case you want to get the exact same color. So this is the color code you can use in your next design. I will be dropping the materials I used in the comment section so you can design and try it yourself. So the next thing we're doing, I duplicate the text. I duplicated this text and I added the other text that I added. That case. So that case, I make this one smaller and I added it over here. I make sure it's at the center of this skincare. Okay, so the next thing we'll be doing is this text that I added over here. Let me just copy and paste this one over here. I'll be showing what I wrote there, and this is it. So let me move this up a little. And wait, okay. So I make sure this is at the center of this text over here, and that is what we have. So skincare that cares. So the next thing I added is this shape over here, this light pink shape you are seeing at the background. This that looks like a zigzag. So I'll be showing you I added it. I searched for curved line on my Canva, curved line. This is it. You search for it, and the one I used, you click on shape, you see all, and I don't think it's here. So let's check the other one over here. Okay, this is the one I used. This exact one is the one I used. So I picked it and make sure it's a little bit bigger and bigger. I make sure it's a little bit bigger, and I make sure it's a little bit bigger, and I rotated it like this, and I changed the color to this pink over here that I used over here. I changed the color to this light pink. Do you get it? So this is the color code for the pink that I used for the shape, FEA7F8. So this is the color code for that stuff that I used. Then the next thing I will be adding is my image. I come to the up. This is the image I used. And I'm coming. This is the image I used, and I remove the background. And I make I cut off the edges so it doesn't occupy too much of our spaces. So I make this one a little bit bigger. I made it a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger at the center over here. And this is what we have. This is my shape. I dropped it down a little. So that is what we have. So the next thing I'll be doing, is add this my call to action and the contact details over here. So let me copy and paste all this, and I will show you how I get this. Let me just copy and paste this. Okay, I'm coming. It's like there is something on it. I place the shape on it. So let me just type it manually. So I come to my elements, to my shapes, and I click on this square over here. I use the square and I change the color to white. Make it a little bit bigger first, and I change the color to white, and I make sure it's at the center. So I think these two large. So then I come to my corners over here. Click on corners, and you increase the corner rounding. So 21 is okay. Let's leave it like that. So next thing I'll be doing is come to your element again and search for call icons. And I use this one over here. And I come to change the color over here. I change this color to this dark pink over here. So that's the one I used for this one. I make this much more darker than the rest of this stuff. So I think I need to make this a little bit bigger. So I need to make this a little bit bigger, and this is what we have over here. Then, and I added the text, the phone numbers, and this thing, what's it called? The phone number. I'm coming. I want to paste this one over here. Okay, let me move this up a little. Let me make sure this is moved up a little. So this is okay. So this text over here, I duplicated it and I added the first phone number. Make sure it is aligned with the other's phone number. So once you see these three, you can see that there's something like a 3 line. Once it's aligned, you see the signature of the 3 lines that make sure that the first text and the second text is properly aligned together. So let me edit the first phone number. It is +234. I'm coming. Where is it? Okay, +234 915 915. What's the next thing? And 792. Then what? 3254. So that is what we have over here. So this is okay over here. This one is okay over here, and this is the phone number. This is the phone number of +234 704 322 8529. That's the other WhatsApp number. So let me just copy the WhatsApp number, or I can search for it on my elements too. You come to your element, search for WhatsApp icon. There are a lot of ways you can get your WhatsApp icon. You can download it from your maybe Pinterest online and download it and make sure you insert it on your Canva, or you can go to your brand fetch. You get it on your brand fetch over here. This is it over here. If you don't see it, go to apps on your Canva and search for this brand fetch over here, and you search for. Once you click on it, it will bring you something like this that you can search for any of the logo you want to use. So you can search for it over here. You can say I've already searched for it over here, but you can still search WhatsApp. Sorry, what's this? What's wrong with this? So let me try it again. What's this? WhatsApp icon. WhatsApp. Then you tap. What is wrong with this? WhatsApp.com. You put .com. You get it. You don't search for WhatsApp icon on your brand page. WhatsApp.com. Can you see it has already bring it for you? Then you can download it from any of these. You can can use any style you want. Do you get it? But the problem with this is that if you download it from here, you won't be able to change the color, unlike if you download it from your elements. You get it? Let me try it for you and let me show you what I'm talking about. If you download it here, this is what we have. We won't be able to change the color. You will scroll, but you won't be able to change the color. Do you get it? But if we download it from our elements and we search for our WhatsApp icon, this is it. You click this, you can change the color. Can you see? Can you see? This is the color. You can change the color over here and change it to anything you want. So we are using white, so I change the color. Okay, we are using this dark pink. I change the color to this pink that I'm using over here. I make this smaller and I drop it over here that I want to place it. You get it? So this is what we have. So we make sure it is aligned properly with other text. So the next thing I'll be doing is this shape over here. I duplicate it. I want to put the call to action, the order now, the visit now. You get it? So I make sure this is much more smaller and I place it over here. Then I change the color to this gradient stuff that I used over here. This is the gradient. This is the mixture of black and a dark pink. You get it? And once you do it and you choose this one over here, you make sure you choose this one, the second one over here, not the other one, so it can give you exact same thing that I used. So you increase your corner rounding so it can give us what we are searching for. Then you duplicate one of these texts. Then you write your visit now. Let me make sure it's at the center. Now it's at the center. Can you see? So let me now edit it. Visit now. Visit now. So that is what we have. I change the color. I change the color to white and I make it a little bit bigger to grab attention. We call it call to action for a reason. People have to see it. So you make sure it's a little bit bigger and I place it at the center of this our shape that we have already made over here. So this is what we have over here. This is our call to action. I think you can make this one a little bit bold. Come to your front and under this, I use the poppins. Okay, I forgot to tell you this other body test that I used. This body test, this one, this or this, and the visit now, I used the poppins. You get it? It's not the same font as the first one that I used to write the headline. So you can search for poppins and use it on the other or the body text. So for the visit now, I want to make it a little bit bigger. You click on this small arrow over here. You click on it and I click the semi-bold. Can you see it now? Now it's a little bit bold. So I use the medium. So that is what we have over here. Then the next thing I added is the logo and the brand name over here. Can you see this logo and the brand name? So let me just copy and paste this. I will be dropping the logo for you. You can use it in your design and drop it, and you can check the profile and click on Instagram. You can send anything on Instagram. So in case you need any other thing from the tutorial. So let me just copy and paste this and use this over here. Can you see the logo and the brand name? Lumora Skincare. Lumora Skincare, and that is what we have. Let me paste it over here. Paste, and that is what we have. So what's the next thing? The Instagram handle too. Let me move this up a little. So let me copy this one too. You can also search for your Instagram logo on the elements. Do you get it? You can search for it on the elements and you change the color to anything you want. So you just have to type the Instagram handle, which is the Lumora Skincare. So let's continue. I've copied this and let me paste this over here. So that is what you have, and that is how I go about that. So the next thing, I added some leaves. So you come to your elements, I search for leaves. I search for leaves and I use this one over here. This one you're seeing over here. And yes, I rotate it like this and I make sure I place it like this. I duplicated it. I drop the other one over here like this. This one should be a little bit smaller. So the next thing I did is this our hydrate and this thing over here. Hydrate and protect. So the shape I used, this small dark and pink shape that I used, I duplicated it and I come to my color over here. Then I click on this. Do you get it? Then after clicking on that, it turns transparent. Can you now see? Then I click on this style. I click on style and I click on this one over here. Then I reduce it a little. After reducing it, then I click on this stroke color, not the color, stroke color, not this one. This one, not this one. I mean this stroke color. You click on this stroke color over here. Click on this stroke color over here and you change it to this our gradient I will be using. This is the gradient that I used. I use another gradient entirely and I will show you how I did that. So this gradient I used, can you see it is 3 color? You can make it as much color as possible. Can you see? You just have to click on this thing over this and this plus icon. You click it, then it will keep adding any color you use. So you can see, can you see? It can bring you as much as color as you want it. So for this side, I used pink, white, and pink. Do you get it? So but this white at the center, can you see it is a transparent white? If you want to make it transparent, you make sure it is the last transparency. You get it? The last transparency, not over here. You change it over here, it's going to be transparent, but you make sure it is over here, the least 0. Can you see? It starts to bring 0 for you like this over here. So make sure that is how I go about that gradient color. So you have to create it too and use it when you are practicing it. So I make sure it's over here and I duplicated it. I place it over here. So the next thing I did, okay, let me move this up a little. Let me move this up a little. So that is okay. So let's continue. This I clear this hydrate and protect. Let me just copy it. That's what I wrote inside the shape that I made. So do you get it? So let me place it inside of this my text. So let me place it inside properly and see what we have over here. So this is the first one. The first one has been placed properly and the second one is also placed properly. So that is what we have over here. This is the end of the design, but I end up adding this shape that you are seeing. You can't see it very well, but let me just, can you see? You can see like there is something like an overlay on this design. So I use my circle shape and this is how I go about it. Come to my elements, I click on this circle over here and I use a gradient, this gradient over here. I use this gradient. Can you see? After I use this gradient, I reduce both the pink and the white to their least. You get it? I reduce both of it. Then I can now make it bigger. I cannot make it bigger and bigger. Then I place it over here. You get it? So you can place it anywhere on your design, but it is more advisable you place it on your text. Then I come over here to reduce the transparency so it doesn't show too much. So that is it. Then I duplicated it and I dropped it over here too. So that is what we have. And that is the final of our design. Can you now see what we have over here? It is as simple as that. And I would like you also to try the design. I will drop in the materials in the comment section. You can use it and send me a message on Instagram and let me check what you did. I'll be waiting for you. And nice to meet you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.